Sahih Al Bukhari, the Book of Knowledge, Chapter 7. The Prophet's peace be upon him saying, "The one who conveys may understand better than the one who hears." Narrated by Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him. The Prophet, peace be upon him, sat on his camel, while a person held its reins. He asked, "What day is this?" We remained silent until we thought he could call it by another name. He then said, "Is it not the day of sacrifice?" We replied, "Yes." He asked, "Which month is this?" We remained silent again, thinking he could call it by another name. He said, "Is it not Dhul Hijjah?" We said, "Yes." He then said, "Your blood, your wealth, and your honor are forbidden among you, just as the sanctity of this day, in this month, in this city is. Let the one who is present convey it to the absent one, for the one who is present may convey it to someone more perceptive than himself." Brief commentary. The Prophet, peace be upon him, performed only one Hajj, which was a farewell pilgrimage. During it, he addressed his companions and advised them on matters of the fundamentals of the Sharia, including what is mentioned in this hadith. Abu Bakr al-Ansari, may Allah be pleased with him, narrated that the Prophet, peace be upon him, delivered a sermon on the day of sacrifice, the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, which coincided with Eid al-Adha. He was seated on his camel while a person held its reins. The person held the reins so the Prophet, peace be upon him, could focus entirely on delivering his sermon without being distracted by controlling the camel. This reflects the reverence and service of the companions toward the Prophet, peace be upon him. Interestingly, the hadith uses the word "a person" rather than "a man." Commentators have noted that this is the stylistic use of indefinite expression called tankir in Arabic, meaning the name or description of the one holding the reins is not relevant. The focus is on the message of the sermon itself. The Prophet, peace be upon him, began his speech by asking his companions about the day and the month. This approach was not for genuine inquiry, but rather for emphasis, clarification, and reinforcement. He asked them, "What day is this?" They remained silent, thinking that he might change the familiar name of the day. This reflected their proper etiquette with him, peace be upon him, as they knew that nothing they knew was hidden from him. Their silent and attentive waiting showed respect, demonstrating that they deferred the matter to the Prophet, peace be upon him, and referred the answer to him. Then the Prophet, peace be upon him, responded saying, "Is it not the day of sacrifice? It is called so because of the sacrifice of the udhiyah and offerings performed on this day." This question was meant for emphasis and confirmation, not because he did not know the answer, but to reinforce a fact already known to the companions, so it would be firmly established in their minds, and they would realize the importance of the day and the sanctity of the rules to be mentioned. The companions replied, "Yes," a direct and concise answer, reflecting their respect for the Prophet, peace be upon him, and their readiness to receive and understand the rulings. Once again, the Prophet, peace be upon him, used the method of questioning, asking, "Which month is this?" The companions remained silent again in a similar scene. Then he asked, "Is it not Dhul Hijjah?" They replied, "Yes." Through this gradual approach, the Prophet, peace be upon him, led the companions step by step, firmly connecting the meanings in their minds and preparing them to understand the importance of what was to follow regarding the sanctity of a Muslim's life, wealth, and honor. This was particularly important because the sanctity of the city, the month, and the day was already established in their minds, unlike human life, wealth, and honor, which they used to treat as permissible to violate during the pre-Islamic period. The Prophet therefore taught them that the sanctity of a Muslim's life, wealth, and honor is greater and higher than that of the city, month, and day. Then he, peace be upon him, said to them, "Your blood, your wealth, and your honor are forbidden among you, just as the sanctity of this day, in this month, in this city is." What is prohibited includes blood that is shed unjustly, wealth taken without right, and honor that is wrongfully violated. Honor, ard in Arabic, refers to a person's reputation, the domain of praise and blame. Defaming, criticizing, or violating it without right is forbidden. These three, life, wealth, and honor, are the most important thing to protect among Muslims, and the Prophet, peace be upon him, combined them in this hadith to show that they are equal in sanctity and importance. Then he, peace be upon him, said, "Let the one who is present convey it to the one who is absent, for the one who is present may convey it to someone more perceptive than himself." He instructed those present to share the teachings with those who were absent, highlighting that the absent person may understand it even better. This demonstrates that a hadith can be transmitted by someone who is not a scholar, provided they preserve it accurately. The focus is on reliability and precision, not formal knowledge or jurisprudence. In this hadith, it establishes the legitimacy of conveying and narrating hadith and highlights the honor of this knowledge and those who possess it. It illustrates that knowing a hadith is one matter, and understanding its jurisprudential rulings is another. The narrator may transmit to someone more knowledgeable than himself. Even if the narrator does not fully comprehend its meaning, he is accepted and rewarded for conveying it and counted among the ranks of the scholars. Finally, it encourages every Muslim to transmit hadith, regardless of scholarly status. Accuracy in transmission is what matters, reminding us that each Muslim bears a responsibility to preserve knowledge and safeguard the Sunnah for future generations.